Internet bullying, it might have been a contributing factor to the suicide of 31-year-old firefighter Nicole Mittendorff. These trolls that were despicable while she was alive, even in her death, they continued to troll her. Now, she killed herself in the Virginia's Shenandoah National Park. This is according to the state medical examiner. But even after the search for her was over, it lasted 6 days. The body was identified. Candles were lit. These cyberbullies, they didn't let up. Now, they claimed to be fellow firefighters of hers, Nick. That's not conclusive. This is what the Fairfax County Fire Chief had to say about her death. He said, "We at Fairfax Fire and Rescue are aware of the post and are looking into the matter. I assure you that my department cannot and will not tolerate bullying of any kind." Well, unfortunately, that just isn't the case because they did tolerate it. The site was up for 2 years. These trolls mercilessly taunted her and other women in this community. I went on this thread this morning knowing that we were going to discuss this. They're doing it in real time to another woman, talking about her appearance, slut-shaming her, talking about felony convictions, her mental stability, and it really is relentless. And unfortunately, this woman had had enough and marched herself into the national park and committed suicide. That's what this looks like. That's what the medical examiner's saying.
Wow, and I guess now we're going to have to wait and see because they're going to follow those IP addresses and they're going to have to really determine whether or not those were in fact employees that knew her well and worked for her. Because let's be honest, you could technically put any name that you want there and then claim to be somebody who you're not. But at the same time, who would be doing that to her other than, you know, people who work with her and know her well? Those are probably the people who are going up there. And you know, speaking to them, you know, the firefighting game oftentimes is a man's world. I mean, there's a lot of tests that go, that you have to pass, right, in order to become a firefighter. A lot of the time that requires you carrying like hundreds of pounds, you know, up some stairs, which is very difficult for anyone. So you really got to be in shape, and that really stops a lot of women from entering that workforce, leaving only the ones that are physically capable of doing that. So of course, you know, women are going to be the minority, and unfortunately, you know, targeted with all sorts of cyberbullying. And you know, that's so sad. And you know, that cyberbullying is just such a terrible thing. And it gives people this idea that they can just be anonymous and say whatever they want.
They can absolutely
they would never
be anonymous.
say this to her
Not
face.
To her face.
You know what I mean? They can pretend to be whoever they want. And then you see trolls all over the internet talking shit, saying things that they would never say in front of someone's face because they'd get knocked out if they did. Right,
or it would make them look bad. Now, according to this website, the rules of this website that are posted on its welcome page, anybody that's posting spam, that's engaging in impersonations or personal attacks, they're subject to removal. Of course, we know that this site has been up for 2 years. It doesn't look like anything's been removed. There doesn't seem to be a moderator that's handling the misconduct on this site. And it looks like over the past 2 years, the site's been up. It's still up, and it might have been a contributing factor to this woman's suicide.